Hello guys and welcome back to Brits Bollywood. Before the break I asked you a question, who directed the film Johnny Gaddar, and the answer is Shri Ram Raghavan. His new film is coming out in April. It's called Agent Vinod and it's starring Saif Ali Khan and Kareena Kapoor. Anyway guys, I'm always talking about other people's films, right? So it's about time I make a very special announcement. 7 Welcome to London is my debut film, which is coming out in March. Now guys, again, as I said, it's a very special film. I'm starring in it, I've also directed it, and it's coming out this March, and I've made this film specially for you guys. So guys, check out on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, join all the groups. It's 7WTL Film. Just add that in front of the Facebook and Twitter and you will find it.
बचपन में मैंने एक मूवी देखी थी जिसमें राज की माँ उसे कहती है कि बेटा जिंदगी में 2 रास्ते आते हैं, एक गलत और एक सही। लंदन ने मुझे सिर्फ एक ही रास्ता दिखाया।
Okay guys, that was a very special, very fast snippet from 7 Welcome to London. But right now, let's just go to the lovely Raghav and speak about his journey. This was exclusively on Brits Bollywood. Guys, still at Brits Bollywood, and with me is probably the only person who's actually made it into, how many singers was it? 1, 2, 3, and I'm still counting top 10 of UK. I've got Raghav in the house. How's it going, bro?
I'm really good.
I'm still counting. So song was number 1, number 2, number 3? I know it's 3, 4, 6.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, see, I'm giving you a compliment.
You sound like you're just raging off numbers there.
But isn't numbers great, don't you think? Music business,
No, they're good
it's
when
all
they're
about
on your
numbers?
side.
Isn't it all
The
about
music
numbers?
business is all about numbers. God, that'd be sad. I think, but you know, that is right to a certain extent. I guess all business is about numbers, but I've tried as hard as possible to make it as little about the numbers as possible.
But that's your own creativity. But I'm talking about, let's say, for example, Bollywood films.
Yeah.
They don't even care about anything else, about the content, about the review the song is getting, or the music is getting, or the film is getting. It's always about the numbers. Does that happen in the music industry?
I mean, obviously, like, it is a business, so I think certain things, you know, go beyond the art and into the business. But having said that, the cream always rises to the top. Sure. And you're only going to be around for a long time. You're only going to always have a career, I think, if you have some true talent. So in that way, I think it's less about the numbers and more about... I always say to people, it's not about the chart, it's about the heart.
Has anyone ever said to you, some, I don't know, record label saying, you know, change this song slightly because we might think this will get more numbers?
Yeah, of course, of course.
And what was your reply?
I mean, I think that's part of the reason why I'm not signed to a major label at the moment is there's a lot of things about me which contradict what would be a great numbers game.
Sure.
Sometimes.
Sure.
Now, having said that, I've just put out Fire in Canada.
Yeah.
It was top 20 for 32 weeks.
Oh,
and
brilliant.
We've gone gold with it. So in that case, the numbers have kind of added up and they've kind of worked.
Fantastic.
But, you know, I was saying to someone earlier, it's like you just get on the carousel and sometimes you're on the lucky seat, sometimes you're not.
Absolutely.
It just depends on what happens. So
you're feeling on top of the world then?
Oh, that is terrible. That's terrible. We're going to have to edit that out.
No, we're not going to edit that out.
I feel on top of the world at the moment.
Oh, you do, don't you?
I do. I feel really good.
So we had to slide it in slightly and see. You know what? I think he didn't have his Weetabix this morning because he's not like, I'm not happy with compliments. I don't care about numbers. It has to be very indie, very underground kind of thing.
No. Well, I've never had Weetabix. And I'm
there you go. Official announcement.
And now in retrospect, I'm very happy with that segue. Yes, I'm on top of the world.
There you go. He's top of the world. So tell us, like, you know, I mean, at the beginning, obviously you didn't like my numbering, but a lot of...
I didn't. It wasn't your numbering I didn't like. I like you're a great numberer.
Oh, I'm a numberer. Okay. But now, Top of the World, has it released?
It's released in Canada at radio.
Sure.
And like Fire came out in Canada, did really well on radio and stuff, and we put it on the internet. And,
absolutely.
And it's done quite well for us. But I never released it in the UK in the hopes that a major label would come on board. They'd put out the record and it would do well. That didn't happen in the UK. So I thought rather than lose the opportunity to at least get the record out to the people who I consider the most important to me, which are my South Asian following, who've kept my career going for 7 years, I wanted to make sure they got this record even without a major label support. So independently now we're getting Fire out to everybody.
Absolutely. How does that compare? I mean,
Top of the World. We're getting Top of the World.
Yeah, we are top of the world. Now, how does that compare to like when a record label like really pushes a single out there, when they promote for you to do it like in an indie way or just like do it internet, because social media is like bigger than anything, bigger than a hoarding.
I mean, you're right. I mean, Fire has like 3 million hits on YouTube.
Brilliant.
And I did a record last year called So Much with Labyrinth.
Sure.
And that now, the video has 1 million hits on YouTube.
Oh,
and that's
wow.
totally independent without any kind of push or investment.
Nothing at
And it's
all.
like all real numbers. So I'm very proud of that. At the same time, if they had the support of a major label and it was being advertised and pushed, you could probably multiply those by 10 or 15.
Really?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I don't have the kind of funds that those guys have. They're like banks, so they can do that. So obviously, I'd love to have the opportunity to do that. I think that we're probably going to get a Fire out in the UK through a mainstream label. Yep. So that'll be nice. But, at the end of the day, to me, that'd be a great opportunity to get back on that carousel again and be on that lucky seat. But having said that, I've got such great fans. You guys have always supported me. I'm happy to just keep making records. And, I also have a parallel career. I've been doing a lot of Bollywood work.
Sure.
And I've just come back from India. Like 2 days ago, and we're doing like some really big projects in Bollywood. So for me, I'm just happy that I still get to make music. So I feel very lucky.
So tell us like any like advice for a youngster who's like trying to make it into this business and it doesn't have a record label. What would you say to them?
Well, I don't have a record label.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you're saying it now, but I mean, you used to.
I used to, but then there was times before that when I didn't as well.
Sure.
And for years I haven't, and I may get one again, and then I'll lose it again. So that's just the spirit of our business. It kind of swings in roundabouts. And to any youngster, I would say, make sure you love music. I mean, make sure you really love it, because if you're chasing fame and fortune, getting both at the same time is incredibly difficult. It's harder now than it's ever been. Because now it's more about celebrity than it is about the art in some cases. So it's really, really important that you love making records and that you're diverse. You can write music and you love all genres of music. You shouldn't just be a R&B artist or just a pop artist.
Indeed.
I mean, you want to hone in on it, but your musical knowledge needs to be immense. And the one person, I mean, I would say look at someone like Labyrinth. He is immensely talented. He's in the top of the chart. I think he's still in the top 5. He's so talented. He's so down to earth. He's very humble, but his musical knowledge is immense. He knows everything.
Absolutely.
Because he lives it. He's not part-timing it. And I believe that now part-timers are being taken out of the game.
Absolutely. But I think in those days, I mean, especially when you started, like in 2003, I believe.
Yeah, or 4. Yeah.
Or 4. Things were different. Today, everyone's a self-proclaimed celebrity on Twitter and Facebook. And they build their own fan followers. In those days, it used to be harder. Because, again, today, because there's so much out there and people can just like do it on Facebook and Twitter instead of like, really spending money. What's your thoughts on that?
In a way, it's still harder now. I would say it's harder now because everybody's doing it. Everybody's got it. I mean, it takes one, like we were just joking about the Skolaveri record, right?
Unbelievable.
I mean, the groove on the record is actually, I think it's amazing. But it's like, it just takes 2 weeks ago, no one even heard of the record.
Yeah, but do you know how much money Sony has spent on that? Doing the
Totally. What I'm saying is now it could be something that doesn't have any money spent on it, that just catches fire, but then it dies as quickly as it
does,
as it's born. So, and these numbers can be invented. A lot of numbers can be invented. So true art does stand the test of time,
Absolutely.
I think in a way it's harder now. It is harder now because the industry wants you to come with something already done and finished for them. When I was coming up as an artist, I mean, I wasn't being developed necessarily by a label, but at the same time, in front of your guys' eyes, right here on ZTV, you saw me grow as an artist, go from just having one record and can't get enough to then writing Angel Eyes, and really, without being in my living room or in the studio, you guys were pretty much, I mean, Gunjan is the cameraman, he knows, he was there throughout the whole process. You guys were pretty much in my living room for the whole process of me growing as an artist. That now can either be totally intrusive or not at all. So there's no happy medium right now.
Absolutely.
So it's an exciting time, but it's also definitely a paradigm. So it's
fantastic. Now tell us about your Bollywood ventures. What's in the pipeline? I know he was offered a reality show. We're not going to talk about it right now.
Well, no, I wasn't offered that show. I was offered.
You were asked by the.
No. But we're not going to talk about that. But I was offered a reality show last year that I turned down in India, and we were talking about this off camera. It's like all the rage right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's reality shows in India, so.
But let's talk about Bollywood films.
I got some big films coming, and unfortunately, they are so serious out in India. was nope.
No, you can't talk
joking,
about it. Okay.
No laughing. Very serious.
Just sing the song.
I've been asked to sign legal documents that make sure I do not talk about it.
Okay.
But I'm allowed to say there's some very big projects, and probably the biggest collaboration of my life to date is what's going to happen in Bollywood. But I don't want to jinx it because, you know, listen, for anybody that's ever been to India, I know you're watching ZTV, so you guys are all, for the most part, Indian. If you've ever been to India, there is a lot can go wrong before it's done.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
A lot can go wrong before it's done. So until it's done, and that's probably why I'm probably better off not talking about
Absolutely.
it.
Here I come, here I go. Ain't no one gonna mess with my flow. I'ma shout it out. Stick with me, we gon' tear up this town. I'll do what I like with no cares. We should stop. And ain't nothing gonna trouble me now.
You alright?
If you don't feel the same, just get out of my way. Cause nobody gon' bring me down. I'm on top of the world.
Guys, that was the talented Raghav on our show, and guess what? I hope you finished all your coffee by now, or was it your tea, or was it your Kashmiri cake rusks? I have no idea. But right now, here is a question, and the question, who gave the music for the film Agent Vinod? You might have to Google it and search it, because seriously, you won't know this. Anyway, answers on asad@ztv.co.uk. In the meantime, as always, I love you, I believe in you, love each other, take care, and I shall see you soon. Bye-bye.
I'm on top of the world. Sinking dollars, sinking stocks. You would think that I'm full, but I'm not. I'm okay, I'll be fine. Cause tonight I'm gonna